Well, I wanted to ask you about the meaning of identity, the identity graph, what that means for Simplify, and the demands that you're having in the marketplace, and the market forces that we're all aware of that's sort of creating the importance of identity. What does identity mean for you, and what's the work that you guys are doing?
So originally, identity was really focused on trying to identify the individual devices and identifying behaviors with those devices so that we could target our campaigns appropriately. And as time went on, we shifted a bit to be more household level focused because we found that many of our clients really wanted to know more about the data at a household level because it also gave them the ability to cross-sell, cross-identify those particular households so that they could expand in how they might be targeting a household. So we've shifted really from just a device level focus, but more to a household level device graph with a lot of focus on what is the overall identity of the household, not necessarily just a specific device.
So, how do you make up your device graph? What are the components? What are the data sets that you're incorporating or that you plan to incorporate?
So that's changing over time, but for the most part, it's much like many of the other device graphs out there. I think most people use today IP as sort of a baseline for the information that they have in their device graphs. We use that. We use other identifiers as well. And really what we're trying to do is put more and more identifiers in there that we can find. It becomes much more probabilistic as some of these identifiers become scarce or they have limited life cycles, but you still get a pretty good picture. And the fact is that you're trying to see what is working at these household levels in terms of what the response rate is on campaigns. And then your optimization engine, along with all of the various identifiers that you pass to it and the variables you pass to it, will optimize the campaign sets to those households so that we get good response rates, whether it be conversions or sales or whatever it might be.
Paul, I wanted to ask you, as you create an identity graph or focus on identity, how is that driven by the buy side, by advertisers, by brand marketers, and how do you work with them with perhaps with their first party data? How are they part of the equation?
So they're part of the equation in a number of ways. In some instances, what they do is they pass us data that we then match up to identify potential households for targeting purposes. So that's how you use that first party data. I think in the future, we're going to see, like when you work with publishers, you're going to see more and more of that first party data coming across sort of in the bid stream for us to be able to target against. But for our clients specifically, it's passing data, whether it be CRM data, whether it be addresses, whether it be general areas that they want to target. We map that all back to households so that we can then target those particular households with advertising. Then after the fact, you have all of this reporting, and it's pretty rich reporting because if you think about how many of the third parties pull their data together, they pull it together at these household levels. And so you can then enrich the information that you're giving to the client to get a better picture of what other opportunities you have for targeting that household.
And Paul, finally, tell us what's going on with Simplify. From sort of your vision with Frost some years back now to where you stand now, and being a major player in the DSP space. How do you see your position now, and kind of where you've come from, and sort of what you're, what's next?
So I think we're going to see quite a bit of shift in our industry. You can really start sorting out the companies in our space in terms of who is ready for some of these identity shifts, with third-party cookies becoming more scarce, with mobile identifiers becoming more scarce. I think you're going to see those who are prepared for that and are building out, whether it's metagraphs or partnering with people with graphs or trying to support as many identifiers as possible, those are going to be the winners in our space. But that's not going to be the end of it. I think what's going to end up happening is that the next phase of this, as we're hearing in forum discussions in the W3C, is you're going to see potentially some of this trying to be solved at the browser level. Now, there are many different proposals out there on how that would go about happening. I think some of them have a little more validity than others. Overall, I'd like to just see some sort of identifiers, maybe with limited life cycles out there, instead of trying to solve things in a very complex way through a browser. But I think companies like Simplify that are working through those and trying to, as much as possible, leave the opportunities open for the various different avenues for identity, and making sure that you're focused on the household level and not so much just on the device level. I think that's how you get through where things are headed in 2021 and beyond.